Yeah.
Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I'm joined by one of my good buddies, writer of the exit velocity article that we put up there. What's it called? The Hitters, Fast and the Furious. And of course, now he's also writing the NFL Revenge article, which is pretty awesome. I promised him we'd work on a better name for the for the article, so I'm not gonna say, but it's the Revenge article. You'll see it. The image says Revenge article on it also. So I'm gonna keep that reserve. I'm gonna give it a new title for him because I know he wants a new title. Hey, Fast and the Furious set the bar high. That. I know it did. We might have to go with V for Vendetta. We might have to do that one. Yeah, man. So I just got done with the football podcast. If you guys haven't listened to it, check it out. Obviously, we talked about the upcoming slate. Gaede, I know that you're super excited about football, just like the rest of us, man. And on top of that, because we did talk about football, finally, I can now stop talking about football on the baseball podcast because people have been complaining about us talking a little bit. Not many, but some people, they're like, "Come on, man, talk about baseball." Because there's true baseball fans out there that just love baseball, and baseball's their favorite sport. And we're professional, but we're gonna grind. I'm still playing. I know football's here. I'll play football, but I'm still playing baseball. That ain't changing. So, how you doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, pretty good, man. I don't know what we're gonna do on here now because pretty much all I had planned was to talk about football. So we're just gonna have to start coming up with shit off the top of my head. So
there goes my notes.
That was it, man. That's all I had.
He had
Chicago, is that the Bears or the Cubs? Dude, I don't know. Let's go Bears. I don't know.
Yeah, he had one baseball note. It was whether or not he's playing Stanton. That was the only thing he was going to say.
That's the only thing anyone cares about. I mean, I'll let you know tomorrow. But
How many tweets a day do you get? That's asking if you're playing Stanton.
Quite a few, and then I actually had people tonight tweeting me during the game. Somebody tweeted at me because he hit into a double play. Like, damn it! Like, hey. You still got to play B's, dude. It's all right.
Anytime that dude does bad, you're going to be forever blamed for it. Like it's always going to be your fault. I know. It's always going to be your fault, man.
All right, the Stanton curse, man. We all got to have something.
Yeah, everybody's got something. So, what was it? We mentioned on the live stream I thought was pretty good today. We did talk about the premium live stream that is for baseball for the nation. We hyped up Garrett Cole. Hughes told us that there was a really good ump there, so we hiked him up. I was really big on Lamet. He's having a good game, knock on wood. He's doing okay so far. So those were the two pitchers that we were kind of talking about for GPPs as we were exiting the show. So it was nice to see them do well. But we got an 8-game slate here, so I think it's a decent size. There's some interesting options already. I can tell you. There's Aaron Nola, John Lester. We got some names to work with here. We also have some gas cans like my man Matt Harvey.
Yes, sir. Get to him.
We saw his name. You started salivating. You were like, Matt Harvey, huh?
It's like every time I'm on here with you, it's one of your boys, man. It used to be Matt's, and now it's Harvey. It's awesome. Yeah, that's how it works out.
It's better than Cuse and Dick. every time Cuse was on a show.
Dick tomorrow, that's for sure.
Every time Cuse was on a show, Dickie was always pitching, and which meant that there were going to be the dick jokes, the name jokes, all the way throughout the show. So now Cuse is labeled as the Dick Whisperer. He's got all these different dick jokes. Dick is an R.A. Dickie, of course. This is all we're talking about. But anyway, brother, we're going to start off with this first game. John Lester, the lefty from the Chicago Cubs, visiting Jameson Taillon of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, this one's interesting. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me is, the Cubs are doing nothing on offense in this series. So, like Taillon, he's had a couple starts against them. Good start and a bad start. I don't know. I mean, he's 7,100 DK. Maybe you could go to him for a GPP if you just hope to the Cubs are staying cold. Lester's really the interesting one here, though. At 10-4, I just don't think I'm going there. I mean, I don't really like targeting people against Pittsburgh anyways. They don't strike out much. They can be sneaky at times. He might do all right in this one, but he's had a couple of starts against them. He's been pretty bad. Really, he's been bad overall. I just don't have any faith in him. I'm not even looking at him in a GPP. I'm crossing him off my list. I don't know. What do you got, man?
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I haven't been big on Lester all year, and he's got a decent cash game situation going on. The fact that he's a pretty big favorite. Oh no, he's not. Oh no, it's 130. He's not even a big favorite. So yeah, I don't think I'd be interested. I'll tell you what, I might be more interested in Tyon on the other side, man. And the main reason is it's like 58 degrees. It's been chilly over there in Pittsburgh, and that's really good pitching weather. Typically, the ball doesn't really carry. And so yeah, if anything, I think in tournaments I like Tyon. I mean, I would assume Lester's going to be a somewhat of a popular cash option because I haven't looked. Well, no, we got Kluber, so maybe not. But and we got Kershaw, so yeah, probably not. So yeah, man, I think I'm with you. I'm not really interested in Lester. And after what Garrett Cole did today, I think Tyon's worth consideration in tournaments.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree.
Aaron Nola of the Philadelphia Phillies visiting Tanner Roark of the Washington Nationals.
So your boy Nola coming in here hasn't been good on the road. Hasn't actually had a start against Washington in a long time, but we know Washington's not the same Washington that we had earlier in the season.
Right.
He's coming in. I mean, he's still striking guys out. He's coming in on DraftKings at 8,500. I mean, that's a good price, man. I think I have a lot of interest here, even in cash. I think he's pretty safe. I don't have a lot of faith, like I said, in Washington's offense anymore.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, people will probably be looking cheap because I think almost everybody's going to go after Kluber on DraftKings. So you need an SP2. 8,500. He's pretty solid. Other side, you got Roark. He's been lousy at home. He's pitched all right against the Phillies in 3 starts at 9K, but he doesn't strike anybody out. Even against the Phillies, I don't have any interest in him at that price. But Nola's on my radar for sure here.
Yeah, I like Nola, man. I like him in general, and I think this is a pretty good spot for him against these Nationals that you mentioned. They had a good game today. It was against a lefty. And it was against, I think, a rookie making his first start. So Nola's obviously having a great season. He started off rough in the beginning, but he's obviously narrowed it out. Like I know he had a rough bout in Miami. Excuse me. Yeah. Gave up 7 strikeouts. Miami's a team that doesn't typically strike out, and he tends to struggle more in those situations against teams that don't strike out. Right? Like Miami, twice he played Miami in 3 starts, and he didn't do well in either one. Giants, he got a 9. However, when he played the Rockies and Coors, a team that strikes out, he got 40. When he played the Mets, a team that strikes out, he got 52. So he seems to be a guy that you want to take in strikeout matchups. And the Nats, I think, would qualify, especially, like you said, with the injuries they have. And, Roark is more expensive than Nola, I believe. And he's coming off a monster game. 10 strikeouts against Milwaukee. He's coming off a 46 FanDuel point performance, 9 Ks against the Mets before that, gave up 3 earned runs. He seems relatively safe against the Phillies. Like, he does seem, like, safe. Like, I don't think you're going to get another 52 or 58. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do think he's relatively safe. On FanDuel, you're not going there in cash because you have Kluber against the White Sox. So even if Kluber goes down, I think enough people will do that it's okay to go down with that ship if he goes down. But so yeah, I think Roark, he's relatively safe, but I just can't really picture a scenario where I want that. Like in GPPs, I want a ceiling, and
right.
In cash games, I probably want Kluber or Kershaw. So.
Right. Yeah, I do like Daniel Murphy a lot in this one, no matter what. He's got excellent BVP here. Even Jason Worth.
Yeah.
Against Nola.
Yeah. I don't mind one or two guys, and they'll be low owned. Even if people don't play Nola, they certainly aren't going to really want to target him. Tyler Mahle of the Cincinnati Reds visiting Matt Harvey, once known as the Dark Knight, Matt
Oh,
Harvey.
we gonna
of
change
Miami
that nickname or God?
I don't think anybody's calling
Call
him
him
that
Midnight
anytime soon.
Harvey? I don't know, man.
Midnight Harvey.
Jeez, when are you ever gonna see Matt Harvey at $5,800 on DraftKings? I mean, it's crazy.
Probably next week because he sucks.
I mean, that's just where he's at. I mean, Houston crushed him. I don't know. I don't know much about this Maley kid. He's only had 2 starts. He's been okay. Yeah, it's all offense on these 2 games. It'd be better if it was in Cincinnati, but your ballpark. Yeah, I like both offenses. I like Cozart and Votto a lot on the other side. Against Midnight Harvey. I'll throw some Mets hitters in there too. I mean, Darno's been hitting well, Cabrera, guys like that, and they're always cheap on FanDuel. So I like guys like that as well.
Yeah, I don't mind the hitters in this spot, like Joey Votto and some of these guys, but to me, like I could see this being a little bit of a trap. Remember, Citi Field is a big ballpark. It's going to be 66 degrees tomorrow night. There's definitely been a cold front, and it looks like the entire East Coast for the most part. So, like, that's something to keep in mind. It's not great hitting conditions. The wind should be blowing out about 9 to 10 miles an hour, which to right field, which could help if it stays that way. But yeah, I think the offenses are in play. Like, I don't think the pitchers. I don't think I'm gonna go there. But at the same time, I could see this kind of being like a trappy-ish kind of spot.
Yeah.
Also, but there's definitely a lot of value in this game, like you said, man. There's a lot of value on both sides here. Dan Straley, the Miami Marlins, visiting your boy Sean Newcomb of the Atlanta Braves. Your Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I'm not in on Newcomb at all here. He is my boy, and I do love him. And he did do really well against these guys it was his second career start, but he only had like 3 strikeouts. He went into the 7th inning, I think, but no interest really there. But Straley, I do have some interest in. He's been pretty dominant against the Braves this year. I think he's given up 2 earned in 2 starts, 7-8 strikeouts in each of those. So he's done really well against the Braves, but he's been bad on the road. SunTrust Park is a tough place to pitch, and the Braves have been hot. So it's kind of a tough spot. I wouldn't use him in cash, but I like him as a GPP play, 8,100 DraftKings, decent strikeout rate. So I could go there in tournaments. And then obviously Stanton on the other side is going to be the biggest thing for me. So that looks like a pretty good matchup for him. Stanton against Newcomb.
Uh-oh.
God, it's a good matchup, man.
Oh, man, he's leaning. Make sure you tweet it out. People are going to be waiting.
Yeah, we'll see.
I agree with a lot of what you said. I like Straley in certain situations. I like Newcomb in a lot of situations, but I don't like them in this one. 66 degrees, I know it's very similar weather to what we saw in New York. The difference is this park is a lot smaller, and both of these teams are not strikeout teams. So there's going to be more balls put in play. Might be a little bit, your upside here might be limited on both sides. So I think this is definitely a sneaky spot to take bats from on both sides. I would agree with you. Let's see. Oh, yeah, for sure. Corey Kluber of the Cleveland Indians visiting Carlos Rodon of the Chicago White Sox.
What's to be said? It's Kluber, man, and it's the White Sox. Obviously, he's probably going to be your number 1 option. We'll talk about Kershaw coming up here at the end. That's pretty obvious. The other side, though, Rodon, he dominated these guys. I think it was the end of July when he started against them. Went almost 7, an earned run, 9 Ks. Comes in at 6,500. I mean, obviously you don't want to target the Indians right now. I mean, they just have no weaknesses. Right-handers, left-handers, they got switch hitters all over their lineup. They got guys that they can plug and play. I mean, they have no weakness to left-handed pitching. It's as solid a lineup as you can get. Rodon, I mean, it's an interesting play in a GPP if you want to look at that last game, but he also hasn't been doing that lately. 5 of his last 6 starts, he's only had 4 Ks, and I think it's 3 or 4 in a row he's only had 4 Ks. It's not something I'm really looking at, but yeah, I mean, I just love the Indians too much right now to really try to target them. I do like Abreu on the other side for the White Sox. Absolutely owns Kluber, and I think he hit a bomb on him last time he faced him, and that's probably all they did. But other than that, man, it's Kluber. It's Kluber all the way.
Yeah, man. I think,
He's big.
like you said, cash games. Kluber's your guy. Don't overthink it. He'll probably get you around 40 to 50 points. Is probably what he's going to do. Just because it's a smaller park, and like you said, some of these guys have decent BVP against Kluber. At least Abreu does. So I think in tournaments you could probably get away from him. In all honesty, I think you could.
Yeah.
I think there's you got to take some chances, and it's going to be a little scary. But I think you could, especially there is this Clayton Kershaw is on the slate. Not that I necessarily want him. I'm not sure what his pitch count, etc., is going to be, but there are other ways that I think you can go between Nola, Lester, Rourke, and Tyon, all these guys. So yeah, I think in GPPs, especially on DraftKings where he's like super expensive, like you want to try to get away. It's decent pitching weather, but it's still a small park. I think Rodon. I don't necessarily want to pick on the Indians too much either, but Rodon has shown us that he has the ceiling. So I think in deeper tournaments, as a deeper tournament option, I think Rodon could be considered for GPPs, deeper GPPs. But I think Kluber's probably going to be the cash guy unless we hear that Kershaw is going to get a full real run. You know what I mean? Kyle Gibson of the Minnesota Twins visiting Sam Gaviglio. Looks like somewhere along the lines he must trade it to the Royals because apparently he's on the Royals now.
I was trying to look at this earlier. I'm like, when the hell did he come to Kansas City?
Yeah, those things just sneak up on you.
And he's coming in super cheap at 5.2 on DraftKings.
Wow. Twins have
I would need to look at the weather in Kansas City tomorrow. See where we're at here, but this looks like a pretty good spot for the offenses on both sides. Gibson's pretty much trash, even though he just shut the Royals down in his last start. So, I mean, we'll give him some credit, but for the most part, this guy's trash. I like both offenses, but it's a big ballpark. When it's not hot, it plays like a big ballpark. But, I mean, that's something we got to look at going forward is it's not really going to be hot anywhere. So everything's kind of changing in terms of the weather. Like you said, you keep pointing that out, and I think that's a great point that you make is when we got weather in the 60s and the ball just doesn't jump. So everything's going to start favoring the pitchers again, just like it did at the first part of the season.
Yeah, man, and that's part of the reason baseball gets tough. In the beginning of the season, people are getting frustrated. Oh, the ball's not carrying. These parks suck. Then all of a sudden, the summer came, and we saw those pitcher parks start to go off. It's always like a trend. The pitchers parks start to go off. This time of year, you want to take hitters when the weather dips like this. You want to start taking hitters from smaller parks. Like this is where it's more important. Like it's great in hot weather to take like a Kansas City stack, just a team in that stadium. Just because when it's hot, the ball will carry, big park, and people in the beginning of the year struggle with that. So they're like, okay, I didn't have any success, so I'm off. And then they never really go back. So this is when now people start to get back on it. Oh, Kansas City's heating up, Twins are heating up, whatever. And like this weather makes a big difference. That park is a lot smaller. Sal Perez had a great game today. I'm not trying to take anything away. Like one-offs are fine. I just would be careful with fill out stacks. At least not with home run dependent guys. Like you want to take guys that get a lot of doubles, things like that, steal bases. That's fine and to stack with. But just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, man, it's a great point.
And one thing I do like about this game, and I think it's something that I've been looking at in the last couple weeks, is that both of these teams have everything to play for. So in some of these teams, you can tell they just don't give a shit anymore. And then they're going to throw out scrub lineups all the time. Well, these teams aren't going to do that. So these guys have everything to play for right now. So to me, it's a little added motivation. It's just something that I think about.
That's a good point.
And both of them have everything going for them. So
could you say they both have a vendetta?
A V for victory? You could definitely say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured you'd like that one. That's a good point, man. These are two teams that are playing for something. Both these guys, so that's a really good point. I like that call. Lance Lynn of the St. Louis Cardinals visiting Clayton Richard of the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, I think Lynn's going to be pretty popular here.
Yeah, I think he's
on DraftKings
SP2
sure.
chalk.
for your SP2, yeah, at 9,200 is a pretty good price, and
he's 9,200. Holy, what? He's 9,200 on DraftKings. I will never pay that price for Lance Lynn. I cannot stand that dude.
I can't either. Yeah. Like, I can't think of a time I've rostered him all year, but everybody's going to look at him. Playing the Padres, you're playing at San Diego, at Petco, the big park. Yeah, I don't know that I'll go there just because I don't like him. I'm with you. He's just not my dude. But you look at him, and he's really good against right-handed hitters and pretty lousy against lefties. So who are we talking about here for San Diego? Solarte, Suaje, Spangenberg. I mean, who the hell is it?
Spangenberg could be a decent play.
I mean, these are the only guys that you're talking about who aren't major threats. I mean, I won't mind throwing one of those guys in my line, though. I mean, I a lot of times have a San Diego guy in my cash line just because I need a cheaper player.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know if I would. Spangenberg's not your typical cash play because he's batting .6 and he's a strikeout-heavy team like in the park. But in GPPs, I would play like Spangenberg or like maybe him and Solarte.
Yeah, I had Solarte the other night. He was super cheap on a FanDuel, hit that walk-off bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Just, because I need a cheap guy in that spot, or a Suaje, like, when he was cheap, his price has gone up, but he's sitting at like 2,500 hitting second.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll take a shot at that, but other than that, I'm not on them at all. And then on the other side, Richard is exactly the opposite, man. Just gets crushed by righties. And guess what the Cardinals have to throw at you? So, I mean, you got probably 8 or 9 guys that you can go to here. Again, with the ballpark factor, it's not a great stack, but,
No, I think that's a good point, man. 77 degrees. It's still humid out there, 68% humidity. So I think the ball, we've been seeing the ball carry out a little bit. Like today we had 2 decent pitchers pitching. So like we didn't see the ball carry. We had Lamet and we had the rookie for the Cardinals who's actually supposed to be pretty good. But before that, we've been seeing some runs, and I think it has a lot to do with the humidity over there. 77 degrees, and it's going to be humid. I think it's just warm enough the ball might carry a little bit. So I don't hate the Cardinals at all, man. I think the Cardinals could be in play, and that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason I don't really like Lynn. You know what I mean? But I respect the I respect the floor because there should be a lot of strikeouts there.
Yeah.
Last game, man. John Gray of the Colorado Rockies visiting Clayton Kershaw of Patio Joe's Los Angeles Dodgers.
Let me get out of the way first. I do have some interest in Gray just as a GPP play because no one's going to play him because they think the Dodgers are good. And they're not right now. They're not. They can't hit, man.
No, you're right. They're pretty bad, man.
They're not hitting.
I'm heavy on the Dodgers. I got Bellinger and Granderson right now in my main lineup. And Dick. And I don't shit.
I'm saying, man, Gray's a pretty high strikeout guy. He actually pitches better at home somehow, but he's on my radar for GPP at 7.7 on DK. Nobody will go there. So if you're looking for contrarian type of play, there you go. On the other side, Kershaw, man, this is the perfect matchup that we're looking for with the Rockies coming off of Coors for 2 or 3 series straight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not going to hit tomorrow.
No.
But I mean, what's the limit with Kershaw?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to.
I think he threw 71 pitches against San Diego and scored 30 points on DraftKings.
Yeah, he got 40.
That's pretty incredible.
He got 49 FanDuel points, and he only threw 70-something pitches.
71 pitches.
Oh man, you might have to lock him up because I mean,
it's a perfect matchup.
Yeah, and like he can get you like 10 strikeouts in 6 innings on like 80 pitches. Like he could do that.
It's just man.
But he's gonna be on a pitch count though. That's the only thing.
He's gonna be on a pitch count.
Like he's not getting you 70.
No,
right. So why are we gonna pay that price if we're not getting that ceiling?
Yeah,
that's my concern.
you're picking between Kershaw and Kluber anyways, right?
For cash, yeah.
Cash
For
game.
cash. Yeah, for cash, you're picking between the two. And, like, don't get me wrong. I think Kershaw, like, no, if he's not on a limit, he's got the ceiling. If he's not on a limit, then he can get you 70, right?
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
if he's on a limit, I don't know if he can get you 70. And I think that they both have similar floors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except Kershaw is coming off of an injury, so that, you never know. I don't know. So,
it's gonna be tough. We need to get some more information on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think we had information, didn't we, that they were talking 75 pitches?
Yeah, we had that for the first Kershaw's last start. So we'll have something on the Y stream and in the chat tomorrow. We'll dig in a little bit there and dig out some info.
I would guess they probably bumped that up to 90 or so.
But I like your call on Gray either way. I definitely do. I like Gray in the spot. Like you said, man, today I took a shot with these Dodgers. I thought they would wake up a little bit, and they just can't, man. And the thing is, like, it's not even like they're striking out a ton against Walker, but they're still not striking out against them, and they still can't hit him, and that's not a good sign. You know, it means your swings are off, like the way you're hitting the ball is you're not hitting it at the right angles and the right, so.
Yeah, and it's not just one or two guys; it's basically the entire lineup.
Yeah.
And you got the same problem in Houston. The two best teams in baseball can't hit. So I don't know, man. It's weird. It's getting weird right now.
Yeah, man. It's definitely true. So real quick before we do this MLB Pick'em lineup together on DraftKings, head over to wisestake.com if you're not already a member. Go ahead and sign up. We've got we're still doing MLB. You could pay that by the week or by the month. And join up if you want to. We're going to be doing it through up until October or so, when the playoffs start. And also, if our biggest thing is we launched the NFL package, and so we're going pretty heavy with that. We're excited for that. You can sign up for NFL access, $20 a month, or you can just buy the season, which is the best value at $74.99. If you use the promo code #HootyHoo, you have to include the hashtag in there. But HOOTYHOO. It's #HootyHoo. And get yourself 10% off either you can get 10% off of a week pass if you want to try us for a week. You can take 10% off of the monthly, or of course the season, which would be the best savings. And you can get all the Slim Gaede you want. Saying. And you can get yourself
all up in there.
All up in there. Get yourself some Patio Joe, some Paulie 8Ds. And some Q's, aka the Beast. Now we got a new guy we're introducing to the team. We got Josh. He did a podcast with me once, and we decided to bring him on board. He's going to be writing some GPP articles, so you might see him around once in a while. Maybe Gautzab. Maybe you never know. So we got some great talent over there, and so get over to Wise Take, join the team. If you don't want to do baseball, that's fine. We got the football, hop on there. But if you want to do baseball, we're ready to grind it out with you guys as well. Slim, you ready to do the pick'em?
Hell yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, man. So it looks like there's 8 games on this particular one. Tier 1 is Kluber, Kershaw, Lester. Damn. I guess Kluber, right? Kluber's going to be probably chalk as hell. But
yeah.
Like Lester would be the contrarian one, but I don't think that's this. I don't know. I just can't do that.
I can't do that.
But you know what? I mean, Quintana had a really good game against them today. So I think in GPPs, Lester's probably more in consideration than we're giving him credit for. But I still want to pick Kluber for this thing.
Yeah, I do too.
Aaron Nola, Lance Lynn, Dan Straley, Rourke, Gray, Tyon, Malley, Gibson. I like either Gray or Nola.
That's what I was going to say.
Question is which? Well, since we're going chalk Kluber, let's go Gray. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say that too, because nobody will go Gray.
Yeah. Oh, shit. You have to make a decision right now, bro. Stanton, Trey Turner, Votto, Rizzo, Ramirez, Lindor, and Buxton.
Oh, boy.
What's the preliminary? We're just going to avoid Stanton and let you pick tomorrow. That's what we're going to do. Because you might, if you say it on the show, you might genuinely scare people off. And they're going to be mad.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No. Well, I wouldn't want to do that.
Just let me make all of your decisions for you. Start me with this one. What do you say, Votto then?
Yeah, man, I'm cool with Votto. I like Votto. Against Harvey, I like that.
Yeah,
I feel comfortable with that. Tier 5, Freddie Freeman, Daniel Murphy, E5, Hosmer, Kozar, Jeanette, Schwarber. Why don't we go with your boy Murphy since we're not playing Nola?
Yeah, all right. Good with that.
Oh, shit, I skipped. That was T5. I skipped T4. T4 was Reese Hoskins, Cody Bellinger, Brian Dozier, Chris Bryant, Duval, DeJong, and Mauer.
Well, I don't like any of those.
How about some DeJong?
Dude, that's what I was going to say. I just like the matchup better there.
Yeah, at least he's got a lefty. And
my guy, too. I love him.
I love that dude.
Get DeJonged out, kids.
What? Get DeJonged out? What does that mean?
Nah, forget it. DeJonged, man, or DeJong. I don't know how to say his name. Just put an ED at the end and get all on that.
DeJonged.
Get in that shit.
All right, Tier 6. Charlie Blackmon, Marcelo Zuna, Justin Turner, Anthony Rendon, Zimmerman, Polanco, and Martinez. Jose Martinez.
Oof.
I would say either Ozuna or Jose Martinez.
Yeah, I was thinking Martinez.
We can do Martinez. Just pair him up with DeJong.
Do we know if he's going to play?
He should against a lefty. And I think Carpenter's still probably hurt. So yeah, I think he'll play.
He should play. But...
He should play. Tier 7, Arnado, Yelich, Kane, Marte, Josh Bell, Yasiel Puig, and Grichuk. Oh, man.
Ooh.
So maybe, why don't we take Martinez out and we put in Grichuk instead? Because I don't think he can play more than 2 people. So you want to go with Ozuna in that top one?
Yeah.
And then we'll go with Grichuk in this one. And then finally, Tier 8. Whit Merrifield, NCRT, Will Myers, Margot, Javi Baez as Drupal Cabrera, and Jose Reyes.
About Merrifield.
I'm with it. Merrifield. Bam. Done. There you have it. Kluber, Gray, Votto, DeJonged, Daniel Murphy, Marcelo Zuna, Grichuk, and Merrifield. Play at your own risk.
Like it.
Yeah. Just something fun we do throw together. But, hey, man, Slim, I always appreciate you doing these with me, man. Appreciate you making time. Sorry I was so late today, man.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right. I just want to say one thing real quick because I haven't said anything about football.
The floor is yours.
Play Bell, play David Johnson. Play them both. Just do it for cash.
Wow. Yo.
Both.
What?
Straight up.
My man Slim, hot takes, dropping hot takes.
Especially on FanDuel, man. There's no reason not to do it. Please do it. Yeah. Don't tell anybody else, but you do it yourself. That's it. All I got.
It's like paying up for Kershaw and Kluber.
Damn right it is. It's smart.
All right, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up. That like button means a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. You get bumped up that way through the rankings, and so we're trying to do that. It's a goal of ours. So do us a favor and give us some 5-star reviews. And of course, anytime you want to come, Wise Take is a DFS community, premium DFS community. We have tools, we have articles, and we have communication, chats, all that great stuff. So don't be shy. Come join us. Anyway, guys, for Slim and for myself, as always, good luck.
See ya. Yeah.